Give me a day in the life of Curt Cignetti right now.
Right now, up around 5 in the office, maybe 6, maybe even 6:30, a little later than normal.
No, just because it's not in the season.
You're
slacking. You're
correct. Trying to get an extra half hour of sleep.
Yeah.
You know, organize myself about a half hour, right? And then watch tape, man. Watch touchdown passes, 99 to 1 yard. Break it down by category, formation, protection, concept.
How many hours a day are you watching film? Tape?
90% of the time I'm in the office.
90% of the time you're watching film.
Yep. I'm either watching, learning in here, or I'm with the offensive staff.
So
Or I'm watching recruiting tape.
Yeah. So that's when practice hits. I'm assuming that's a different ratio, or
Yeah, when practice hits, it'll be a little different ratio.
Yeah, but you're still watching film all that time.
All the time.
Do you take it home with you too and watch film?
No.
So once you leave here, the film stays.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, what are the trends in football? Who's doing good things? What can we incorporate? What gives us the best chance? What fits our personnel? And some of that you don't know yet because of the new guys you don't know much about.
Who do you see in college football that's doing new, unique things that you like?
I thought Arizona State, SMU, BYU, Vanderbilt did some nice things offensively relative to their personnel. But, you know, when you're watching touchdown passes or explosive plays, there's concepts that various people run that, you know, you're looking to see really what's new out there. Are there any new trends? You know, because you want to stay on the cutting edge.
Welcome back to The Player's Perspective, a podcast hosted by Mackenzie Holmes and powered by Hoosiers Connect. As the official NIL collective of IU Athletics, Hoosiers Connect provides exclusive access to IU student athletes, offering fans an inside look at their lives both in and out of competition. Tune in weekly to hear stories and perspectives from the incredible athletes that make Hoosier Nation proud.
Coach, great to have the podcast again. Appreciate you taking the time.
Great to be here.
Yeah. So I know you talked a little bit about you were just on vacation. Now, you're not a guy that takes vacation a lot. I know you're a workaholic, but you actually took a vacation. How was it?
It was awesome. I mean, my wife, Manette, and I, we always, the old signing day, the first Wednesday in February for the last 3 years, we've taken a week and gone to somewhere in the Caribbean. Yeah. And we have a good time. You get away. And the only difference was, surprisingly, at this place that we went to, which was a long way away from here, yeah. People still recognized you almost everywhere you went.
They did. They recognized you.
There wasn't a lot of anonymity. But that was okay. We had a great time.
Did you meet any IU people down there?
I met a lot of Midwestern people.
Yeah. So they knew.
There were people from the state of Indiana, and I don't recall any specific IU people.
Okay. So, but you're a person who can take vacation. Sometimes, you know, I'm not. I get a little crazy on vacation. Do you get stir crazy at all when to hit film again?
Well, no, we kept busy, and we had a good time, and you know, we took advantage of our time. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Well, and since you're in a reflective mood, let's reflect a little bit. So I looked a little bit. I think I counted 7 National Coach of the Year awards. Is that right? 6 or 7, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Big Ten Coach of the Year. Right?
Correct.
Okay. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
First team with the most wins in IU history for the football team.
A lot of firsts.
Yeah. First 10-0. The highest, most points scored in the game. Most offensive output in the game. First college football playoff. Contract extension. I was just thinking about it as I was driving over here for this. I know what you're going to say. Well, there's work to do and all that, but that's a pretty big. That's got to be a dream year for anybody. I mean, as a coach, you almost can't write in your mind a better script for a year like that, can you? I mean,
yeah, you could have won them all.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. I agree. A national championship would be the ultimate. But still, do you sit back and go, boy, that was something?
I really thought we had a chance to do big things after the December signing period, about 14 months ago. And it all came together with the winter conditioning, spring ball, summer training, fall camp, and then once we started winning, belief, confidence, and we started packing the stadium, selling it out, and the fan support was over the top. And can't thank them enough.
Yeah.
They were starved for success.
But in your mind, as you're going through this, is like, I can't believe this is actually happening.
No, I never felt that way.
You didn't, not at all. You didn't. Not a little bit of like, oh my God, this is what we dreamed of.
No, because there's always something to do in this business. There's always something coming up. Like you win a ball game and you're in the office Sunday 6 a.m.
Yeah,
or reviewing, doing the quality control stuff, getting on the next opponent, and it's almost like a race. To find the edge and stay ahead, and and then you end the season and there's portal recruiting, and there's just always something to do. Now I've had some time to reflect. Since the season ended, but really my focus is more in terms of, we've already begun the development of this year's team.
It's hard to believe, but I think you're like a few days away from practice, right? Your first
correct
spring practice.
About 9 days away.
Yeah.
And, all the reports from Derek are good, but we'll learn a lot more about them in the spring, that's for sure. And I think the key to the drill is that everybody is highly motivated and humble and hungry and starving for success, coming off that kind of a year. The silver lining of the Notre Dame game, which I was very disappointed in the way we played, is it left a bitter taste in your mouth, sort of motivation heading into this season.
Not the way you wanted it to end.
Correct.
If you were to look back on last year, is there anything that sticks out as like, boy, I wish I or we, the team, would have done something different in our preparation or the way that we approached a game?
I mean, I think every game you do a critique, and there's things you did well and things you do differently. That's every single game, regardless whether you win or lose or win by 50 points.
Yeah.
But I give a lot of credit to the staff and the players. I thought, they did a great job. And, it's hard to look back and second guess a whole lot. Again, the two you lost, right? There's a lot of critiquing and things that you'd like to do different, but that's 2020 hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to make those decisions beforehand.
Do you feel like in the Notre Dame game in particular, how did you feel at all? I mean, I don't know, and I haven't asked, but just watching the game, it felt like the game felt very big for our team. Almost. Do you feel like they were were they a little bit starstruck, or did you feel that at all?
I was really confident going in. When they broke the 98-yard run, we just didn't play very well, and I hope it wasn't too big. But at times, in the Ohio State game and the Notre Dame game, it would be fair to say, from an outsider's point of view, that it felt that way. Mm-hmm. But I think our team was confident going into both games that, we could be successful. Against Ohio State, we did some things, uncharacteristic things, in the punt game and from a protection standpoint. And in the Notre Dame game, we didn't play bad on defense outside the 98-yard run. We had a hard time catching the quarterback at times, and I thought he played very well, and I thought they caught the ball very well.
Yeah, no doubt.
Offensively, we didn't play very well, and particularly in the pass game, and probably should have gone to a 2-minute drill earlier, which we thought going in that we could be successful at that, and wish we had 5 more minutes, but we didn't.
Yeah, were you surprised to find out about Curtis's injury after the season?
Well, he tweaked the knee at the end of the Purdue game on an RPO, which was off the outside zone. He took inside zone footwork, and him and the running back ran into each other. So they did a minor repair afterwards. And I've read the reports, and I let the medical staff handle that.
But impressive how he played through. I mean, that entire season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, he tweaked his knee in the summer. The MRI showed no tear.
Yeah.
But he wore the knee brace all season long, and he had a terrific year.
Do you think that, of course, he had an incredible year. Do you think his thumb injury at all affected the last part of the season?
It didn't against Michigan State, and it didn't against Purdue. No, I don't.
Yeah.
And I give him a lot of credit for battling through that.
Yeah, very tough individual.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. I think also just remarkable football IQ, it seemed, from an outsider's perspective.
Yeah, he was a calm, cool guy, threw the ball on rhythm, didn't get flustered, wasn't affected by success or failure. And, he was a rock as a leader. And, just can't say enough about what he did for us.
Yeah. So let's turn a little bit to this next team coming up, and next year's team. How are you feeling in general?
Good. Optimistic. I think we've done a good job recruiting in the portal and, on paper. But, there's so many intangibles that go into it. And, your culture, which right now looks real good. Your mindset, your identity, all those things have to be earned, not given through the winter program, spring ball, summer training, fall camp, and in season. We'll find out, what we're made of and how, how do we respond and overcome challenges? Or when good things happen, how do we respond? When bad things happen, how do we respond? How coachable are we? Can we get everybody to buy into the team vision? Winning is important. Personal statistics are important also, but it's all about winning, And I think that's the one thing last year's team, everybody was focused on the bullseye. And the consistency in performance in practice and games was very high. And they got better as the season went on. And they played from start to finish, never satisfied, which is hard to do. You build a big lead. You got to play every play like it's nothing, not play to the circumstances of the game, but play to the standard. That's what last year's team was able to do. Now, we got a lot of new faces on this team. Now, we got a lot of returners, too.
Do you put a lot of expectation on those returning student athletes to bring that culture, to help bring the new folks along?
Absolutely. And I think we've got a good core group of guys that are capable of being great leaders. So, but... you don't wave a magic wand and it happens. It happens through hard work, guys sweating together and going through the pain of commitment together.
Yeah. I had Fernando Mendoza on the podcast. He was great. I loved his conversation. I loved his passion for the game and his thinking about it. So, how, as a new quarterback, new system, how do you feel like he's progressing through that learning curve?
Well, he hadn't been on the field yet, so I really haven't seen him throw a pass. But I suspect he'll follow the same kind of path that our other past four quarterbacks. We've had a lot of portal quarterbacks since 2019. And, they all struggle a little bit the first half of spring because it's new. There's a lot of new things. You're learning about your guys. There's new plays, new defensive looks. The last half of spring is significantly better. And then fall camp is significantly better than that. And then they get their taste of success in a game, and they build off it every play, every week. And that's how it's gone in the past. And, I'm extremely hopeful that's how it'll go here. Yeah.
The portal process obviously is important for our program this year. Well, is it chaotic? The way the portal, everybody talks about this portal, transfer portal, and it's chaos. And how was it for you this year? How did you feel like it went?
Well, it's college football's changed so much. And, being in the college football playoff during portal recruiting was a lot. And
is that an obstacle, you think? Is that a disadvantage for a team who's in the playoff? Because of the timing?
You want to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean from a portal perspective.
Yeah, from a time standpoint, yeah, because your total focus isn't on recruiting, which our first year it was. You're getting a team ready to play a game too. But you're going to have to manage that. And there's a lot of talk about the recruiting calendar nationally and how can you adjust it, make it better. I don't think there's easy answers to it, or we'd already have solved it. But look, it is what it is. You have to adjust, improvise, adapt, be light on your feet, and thrive, or you're not going to be around very long.
The rules are the rules. You just got to figure out how to play it, right?
That's right, buddy.
Yeah. Over the last few years, last year in this year and a half or so, to watch your public persona become a thing. You know, when I just getting to know you, some of it I think is reflected in your public persona, but some of it's a little bit different than what I find you to be actually in person. Do you feel it that way? There's a difference between your public persona and how you really are, how you operate, or do you feel it's all kind of the same thing?
Well, there probably is a difference. I mean, at the end of the day, we're in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
But I also have a job to do. And when I first got the job, I had to energize the fan base. And, you know, I made a few comments because my first day, because I saw a lot of things I didn't like, and I wasn't in a very good mood. And, but I think some of my stuff really is not there that much, but apparently it must be.
Yeah. What did your family think of your public persona? What does your family think about that evolution?
You know what? When I went home for Christmas after I first got hired, my one daughter was on me a little bit about it.
She was.
Yeah, she goes, "Dad, that's not you. You know, that's."
Yeah.
And but there was a reason I did that.
Yeah.
And you know, I think they liked it. They all had a lot of fun last year.
Sure.
And we'll see what this year
Do
brings.
you get like Google Me comments around the table now when you're at home?
Once in a while.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably true. You should have trademarked that in some way. That's been around a lot now.
I don't have the business mind you do.
Where do you think we're going to have a change? So for people who followed IU football last year and they watched how you played and how the team played, same style of offense, same style of defense? Or is there anything because of the players that you've had that we'll see a different type of football this year?
Well, you always evolve a little bit schematically. I think the average fan probably won't recognize it. But, I mean, you know, we're second in the country in points scored on offense and led the country against the run on defense, and second in the country least amount of yards given up, and number 3 composite special teams. But that's in the past. You know, we want to do everything to a high standard, have high expectations. You know, how you do something's how you do everything. Put our guys in the best position to be successful, and we get them all to buy in. And you know, you develop the team to its fullest potential, and you know, it's a moment by moment, day by day process. And you know, it's hard for me to visualize, you know, who will be the key newcomers. Because it's all earned, not given.
Yeah.
You know, I've never promised a guy a starting job, and never will. Everything's earned, not given, or I have no credibility in the locker room. Fernando Mendoza has got to earn the starting job at quarterback. Everybody assumes he's going to be the quarterback because of his production at Cal, and he has started and played well at a high level. And I'm very high on him. But he's no different than everybody else. He's got to earn his job.
Mm-hmm. Are there areas where so, you know, we're not always become a running team first, right? You've got a good wide receiver room. You've got a quarterback who can throw the ball, assuming he gets the job. So it seems similar to, you expect a high-powered offense, stiff defense on run to be sort of the same.
Sounds like a winning formula to me.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah. Do you think the players have a different mindset coming in now, having experienced a year like that? Like those returning players, do you see a difference in them?
I'm going to learn a lot more about where we're at this spring with the guys that are returning and then the newcomers.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, Derek is almost the head coach of the team in the offseason with the winter conditioning and speed and agility program. And now, you know, the coaches will get a lot more involved in football. And, I mean, that's what we do. We play football.
Yeah.
Right? And you just are going to learn a lot more about your football team every practice this spring.
Okay. So you don't have a sense yet of how that's all going to shake out. You're still waiting to. Are you doing film review with these guys? Are you doing?
Yeah,
that
coaches
kind of thing?
have been meeting with the players, the offensive, defensive staffs meeting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked Derek what his thought was, and he thought came in to the session in incredibly good shape and well trained. Was his comment?
No, he likes what he sees down there.
Yeah.
And I got to make sure Derek hadn't gotten soft either, and that his standard isn't low, right? Because I got to like what I see.
Well, I'll pass it along. He's gotten soft. His success has gotten to his head, right?
I wouldn't say that.
All right. Well, okay. So you're optimistic about that. Is there a game that you're particularly looking forward to next year when you look at the calendar?
Come on, Pete. It's every game. It's the next game.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's the first practice, then the next practice. It's such a process, right?
I figured that's the answer you'd give. But
I mean, we got a schedule. We know who we play, when we play. We don't know what time we play. And, we do our opponent prep in the off season, and, we gear up and prepare and get ready to go.
There's a lot of talk about the rule changes that are coming with salary cap and all that and revenue share. And I think personally that we may be heading to a point where we could have a true salary cap, a level playing field, right? Where, it's not like one school is able to spend $50 million and another school can spend $1 million on their NIL and all this stuff. I think that's a tremendous benefit for IU and for you that we can get on a level playing field. I feel good about our ability to compete with anybody.
Well, yeah, and I think rev share, everybody feels good about its chances of passing April 7th, and I think it's all going to come down to can NIL be legislated and monitored, and they have a plan in place, and we'll see how effective it is and what transpires. But if everybody's numbers about the same, then that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Last year you had some people 23, 25 million. You got others at 4 and 6 million. Mm-hmm.
I think it's what fans
we'll see
want.
What happens.
I think fans want ultimately they want a level playing field, and they want people to go out and compete and win based on what their accomplishments are and how good the coaching is, all that. I don't think people want ultimately it's just who can buy the biggest amount of players.
It depends on who you root for.
I suppose that's true. Well, yeah, that's true. Some schools have been doing it for a long time, I guess.
That's right.
All right. So give me the final question here. Give me a dig in the life of Curt Cignetti right now.
Right now, up around 5 in the office, maybe 6, maybe even 6:30, a little later than normal.
No, just because it's not in the season?
Correct.
Slacking,
correct. Trying to get an extra half hour sleep. Yeah. Organize myself about a half hour, right? And then watch tape, man. Watch touchdown passes, 99 to 1 yard, break it down by category, formation, protection, concept.
How many hours a day are you watching film? Tape?
90% of the time I'm in the office.
90% of the time you're watching film?
Yep. I'm either watching, learning in here, or I'm with the offensive staff. Or I'm watching recruiting tape.
Yeah. So that's when practice hits. I'm assuming that's a different ratio, or
when practice hits, it'll be a little different ratio.
Yeah, but you're still watching film all that time.
All the time.
Do you take it home with you too and watch film?
No.
So once you leave here, the film stays.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What are the trends in football? Who's doing good things? What can we incorporate? What gives us the best chance? What fits our personnel? And some of that you don't know yet because of the new guys you don't know much about.
Who do you see in college football that's doing new, unique things that you like?
I thought Arizona State, SMU, BYU, Vanderbilt did some nice things offensively relative to their personnel. But, when you're watching touchdown passes or explosive plays, there's concepts that various people run that, you're looking to see really what's new out there. Are there any new trends? Because you want to stay on the cutting edge.
Is that like is it an unspoken rule you don't steal other people's plays? Or if you see something you like, you're like, oh, no, we're incorporating that?
No, we're all copycats.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
There's no shame in stealing the play, huh?
No shame in stealing football plays. Absolutely
it's
not.
Too obvious, I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate time. Congratulations on your season last year. I think I would speak for everybody. The excitement for this year is phenomenal. Just shown by the ticket sales, they're increasing this year, and better buy them now because it looks like they're going to sell out. So,
I can't say enough about our fan base and our student body, the way they supported the team, and I'm anxious to get out there spring ball and see what we got and develop them.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
We hope you loved this episode of Players Perspective. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Stay connected with Hoosiers Connect on social media for even more exciting content featuring IU student athletes. Until next time, Hoosier Nation.